we talk about how localizers are doing the work of the gods this week on the Thirsty Mage.
Hello and welcome to This Week at the Thirsty Mage. I'm your host, Casey Gibson, and joining me today is a man who's a fan of very few action RPGs, but I think the game series we're talking about today he is a fan of, and that is David Lloyd.
Hi, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How's it going, dude?
I'm doing good. I'm always a big fan of Falcom announcements, and I'm happy that we're going to be talking about one today.
Yeah, we got a doozy. We're going to be talking about Ys, most specifically Ys IX Monstrum Nox, which was released, I believe, 2019 in Japan, and we knew it was coming to the West, but we didn't know exactly when or what platforms. And if you're a Nintendo fan like we are, you got some good news coming, isn't that right?
That's right. It's going to be coming. It's actually coming to PlayStation 4 first, so the Sony fans will be able to play it at the beginning or early anyway, 2021. And but it will be for everyone else. It'll be coming to Switch and PC later on in the year in 2021, just a few months later. So hopefully a few months later anyway. But right now they're saying early 2021 for PlayStation 4 and later on for the Switch and PC. So it's going to be difficult to wait. I kind of like playing the long RPGs on handheld device, but we're going to have to see when this game comes out if I'm going to be able to have some patience or if I'll be just picking it up for a PS4.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on the gap. Hopefully they'll sort of tell us and won't leave it up to, sort of speculation, because it would sort of stink if it came out PS4 in like February and then, we didn't see it for Switch and PC until, the end of the year. That would be quite a gap.
Yep.
But what's interesting is we got PS5 coming out at the end of this year, so I hope it will be one of those games that will be able to be played on the PS5 as well. I'd like to think it would be, but video games these days, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing is that one of the Sony execs had said that anything that comes out after July 14th is supposed to be playable on the PS5. So, I mean, if we take that at face value, then it's likely that we could be playing this on our PS5 in March of 2021 or around that time.
I guess we'll have to get the CD drive-based PS5 in order for that to happen, probably. So
yeah.
But yeah, this now we got a little bit about what the game is here. What's I think most interesting is sort of the timeline of how this all shakes out, because I've really just got into the Ys series with 8, which released on the Switch. I actually did a review for that, and like you said, I alluded earlier that David, not a big fan of action RPGs, selective RPGs. I was sort of the same way, and I think Ys 8 really opened up my eyes to sort of accepting them more, because generally the games I had played, they weren't really doing it for me, and then I played this game, and I fell in love. It's such a great game, and the combat was super fun, and like I said, I think it opened my eyes and my willingness to sort of try other action RPGs. And now, I really need to get back and revisit. So the timeline goes, right, 8, which is 8, 6, 7, 9.
Yeah, it's funny that the way, I guess, like, they went back in the timeline when they did Ys 8, because 6, 7, and it goes, so it starts off at 8, and then, yeah, like you said, it goes 6, 7, 9. But for Switch fans, it might be a little confusing because we only really have access to 8. I believe 6 was a PS2 game and 7 was a PSP game. I believe they are available on Steam if folks want to get caught up. But yeah, that's the thing about for me. I got onto this series. It's actually through Falcom. Like their turn-based series is what I'm a big fan of. The Trails series. So I had played Trails in the Sky not too long ago on my PS Vita, and then I've been playing Trails of Cold Steel 3, and then I'm getting into all of the lore and all the backstory. There's such a robust history, and there's so many games that lead up to it. And I know it can seem kind of daunting, especially like if for like Ys 8, you've got 7 titles plus some side stuff that came before it. So I can see someone, like, if you got a Switch and you're seeing this for this is your first look at this series, I can see how it might be a little daunting, but especially for these Falcom-based games, the developed games, it's really, I think it's worth going, like, you can get into them this late. I just would recommend maybe just doing a little bit of reading on, like, going back and taking a peek at the wikis for these games, just kind of getting caught up to speed, because the characters do continue on through each of the titles,
the entire series.
Yeah, the entire series. So it's an ongoing story in both Eve's and in the Trails. So definitely worth getting caught up, and there's never a bad time to get into these series. They're that good, you know.
And the best thing is, if you get into it and you find yourself enamored, you know, you've got plenty of games to keep you busy. Like David said, you can get a lot of these games on Steam, and of course we know Steam usually has sales. We got probably the summer sale coming up in a couple weeks or within a month, and you know, I don't know about past Falcom games if they've gone on sale, but usually Steam has all sorts of games on sale, so that could be a good avenue to take. But I will say, having gone into the series, you know, completely blind with 8, you know, I still like fell in love with it. You know, the characters are interesting. I'm sure there are tips and nods and stuff to previous things and previous adventures he's been on, Adol, that is. But it didn't feel like I was, you know, an outsider coming into the middle of a story playing this game. So I would recommend you could jump in, play one, and like you said, if all of a sudden you find yourself really enjoying the characters and the gameplay and everything, you can sort of explore other games, whether that be just reading up on them or investing the, you know, hundreds of hours to get through all of them. But yeah, I'm super stoked for 9. I've watched some trailers, looks really cool. Obviously it came out already, so I mean, there's probably a lot of information, you know, out there if you really want to find into it, but just seems like a sort of a cool premise. You're in this city with the prison city. There's a big, you know, the world's largest prison. There's these, you know, sort of ominous, strange monstrums which are appearing throughout the city, and, you know, they have supernatural abilities, and that doesn't mean they're bad. There are some good ones, but there are also bad ones. So it really definitely has the groundwork for what seems like a really interesting game. And like I said, I know I'll be playing this once it comes out, whether that's on the PS5 or the Switch. But, you know, I am definitely ready. I saw this news the other day, and I was stoked.
Yeah, we were talking about it there, and I could feel the excitement in your text, so... But yeah, just everything sounds great about it. Like you said, it takes place in a great big city, and you're basically you're playing as Adol and going around and exploring the city. You play as one of 6 different monstrums, and they each have their unique gifts, and they have abilities. They can scale walls, or they can detect hidden objects, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty amazing. So like the breakdown of the city is, like you said, we call it a prison city, but it's kind of I guess the way that they announced it almost kind of sounded like the way Arkham City was set up, in a sense, where there's like a prison, like you said, a great big prison, but then a city kind of built around it. So there's like townsfolk, and there's like inns and merchants and different shops and stuff. So this big city kind of built an infrastructure around a prison. And yeah, like you said, these supernatural beings showed up and are kind of either helping out or causing trouble. And yeah, Adol's there to explore, and you can pretty much accept quests from the townsfolk, and you can go around and vanquish threats. And it sounds amazing. Like I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super cool. And you know what? 2021, it seems far away, but with everything, with all these games coming out, it'll be here before we know it. So, and like I said, I think probably before it comes out, I'm going to personally get back into the series, whether that's, you know, going back and playing 7 or 6 or maybe even one of the older titles. So I think if you guys are watching this, leave a comment below telling us what your favorite game is in the series, and give us maybe some pointers where to go next, which game to check out next. But I think that is going to be it for this week on the Thirsty Mage. We hope you enjoyed the show and will consider liking and subscribing below. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram using the handle @TheThirstyMage. And if you want to check out the podcast, every week we jump back into retro RPGs. We cover some new RPGs as well. We just talked about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. We've got Star Tropics coming up, so we have a wide range of games on that podcast. That is The Thirsty Mage. You can find that on all of the podcatchers, whatever you guys want to call it. Just search it, download it, give it a listen. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. So once again, thank you everyone for joining David and I here on